Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Morning Coffee on the Radio Vision Network. I am Mark Cook, and we are so glad that you joined us on this fine Friday morning. Because guess what, folks? We're going to work, right? We got to go to work. We got to get it done. Your business out there, you need people, right? Well, guess what? I have the man with me right now. His name is Clarence Gland, and he is the owner and the CEO of Above All Staffing.
That's right.
Good morning, Clarence,
Good morning.
and welcome to Morning Coffee.
Thanks for having me.
You're quite welcome. It's a pleasure to meet you and to learn about Above All Staffing, because let's talk everybody. Tell everybody where you are. Right, you're on Haddon Avenue in Camden, right?
Correct.
You are the kind of go-to staffing agency in that area, right? We're talking about an area that has a lot of people that are looking for work, right? They want to work, and you're kind of putting them in the right place. But what I want to focus on are, there's a lot of businesses out there that need people, and they don't necessarily know where to go for the right person. So let's talk about why you're the expert on that.
Absolutely. I appreciate that introduction. That was perfect. That's exactly what we do. If I had to say it myself, I would have said it exactly the same way.
Good.
What we do is we provide labor, general labor, and skilled labor to companies in our general area and throughout. What we do is we provide transportation to our employees if needed. Even though 80% of our employees do have their own transportation,
Okay.
we found that in the industry, one of the number one causes for people being out is transportation.
Yeah.
So we try to limit that gap by providing that. We also have our own workman's comp insurance. As far as any insurance or liability that the company
that's
normally
huge.
has, they
Mhm.
never have to pay that again once they use us, because we accept all of those employer responsibilities. And then at the second note, one of the other things I like to touch on is kind of like a sympathy sale at the same time. You're not giving anything to us for free, but because these people are from Camden and we know the situation of Camden, let's be honest.
Yeah, of course.
I could have done this anywhere in the world, but I decided to do this there so that I could give back to the people that where I grew. I was born there, by the way.
That's awesome.
And some other great people have been as well. Instead of leaving, going somewhere else, I thought I'd stay here and help the value of the people and show that there are people here, quality people that want to work, that are uniformed and everything. And I say that because we have our own uniform store. Because another problem I found that a lot of companies find with their employees, whether it be through staffing agencies or even on their own, they come in unprofessionally dressed.
Right.
So we assure that by having our own uniform store. They come in with Dickies, work boots, everything, looking the part and being able to actually do the part.
Yeah.
So that's some of the things that we do.
You know what? It's really exciting, and I got the chance to look at your website just to get an idea of what you're doing over there. So now that I know a little bit more of the mission, and wow, that's awesome. Like, I think that's really cool, and I've mentioned it before. Like, my parents are from Camden. I grew up in Pennsauken. I actually live in Pennsauken now, but you know, Camden is an area that needs guys like you to step up and really try to help and give back to the community. And I'm seeing it more and more, which is a really cool thing. Camden is kind of on the comeback rise, and that's a really, really great thing for this area of South Jersey, because it's our biggest city, and we need that to be a really economic, thriving area like it once was.
And
right?
you know, the really important things you said in the South Jersey area, in South Jersey, really, there's only two ghettos, or two areas that are predominantly ghetto-based, and that's Camden and Atlantic City.
Right.
Surrounding that are some of the richest towns in the country.
Yep.
And so there's a gap there that someone like myself would like to get in between, because those companies would like to use people, not as a sympathy. We're not sending you people, say, oh, please use our people. No, they're qualified.
Right.
We're screening them.
Right.
We're drug testing them. We're DOT testing them. We're making sure that we're criminal background checking them.
Right.
And in some instances, we ask that a company give a person that's had a little brush with the law. I'm not talking nothing serious, because I'm not hiring some of those people myself, to be honest with you.
Right.
But for certain things, a little brush on law, a little smack on the hand type thing, to not let them afford themselves a chance.
Right.
This is America. This
That's
is a
right.
place of second chances.
That's right.
And so that's another part of our program that we have, where we have an area that we do re-entry, to help people re-enter into society, but giving them all the school, all the skills, all the sets. Like, for example, on Saturdays, we have what we call a life skills program.
Okay.
Totally free. I get no money from the government for it. I do it from my heart. I have two other individuals that do it from there, a principal of a school and another CNA. And what we do is we sit down and help them with the basics. We don't do George Washington crossing the river and all that. We do 1, 2, 3 ABCs, filling out applications, learning how to get a bank account, getting your driver's license, doing these things that are most important. So we're a little more than a staffing agency
Yeah.
in that field. And we don't get paid for that. That's straight from the cuff. The cost comes right out of my pocket.
Wow.
But at the end, I get a great employee who's now got a permanent job. He's got a job at a permanent company that's fortified that can now maybe buy him permanently, have him come on board. Because
Right.
you got to remember, for every guy, you're feeding 3 people.
Right.
For yourself, you have a wife and probably 1 kid. I'll be nice to you. Like you may have a little more.
I just have a dog, no
You just have
kids,
a dog.
but
you figure.
but you're right.
For every guy, there's a wife and a kid. So if you
course.
feed 1 person, you're feeding 3.
Right.
So I have a database, a working force of over 100 some odd people right now. So you're feeding 300 people. So you're helping, you're giving back at the same time you're growing your company.
Right.
And so I think it's a win-win for everyone.
It really is. It's such an awesome thing because you're creating a different type of workforce. The workforce that has the support behind them to be able to be the best employee that they can be.
Absolutely.
And what you're doing is you're kind of like, it's very important for people to understand that a lot of government programs subsidize a lot of this stuff, and you're not a part of that. You're doing it to feel good about what you're doing, and that's part of that whole combination of community service and business can almost work together.
Has to.
And it doesn't have to be so separate, and you don't have to feel like you're isolated, man, because look, your heart feels good, right? You're basing it out of love and community, and hopefully we make a few dollars on the side, right,
Absolutely.
as we're going along to make sure that we cover our costs and our bills and all that, and we live a comfortable life. And that's just such an easy, realistic goal for everybody. And a staffing agency like yours is helping people achieve that, which is just so cool to me. And when you look at the website, and I just want to make sure that I get it right, it's aboveallstaffingllc.com.
That's correct.
Open up another tab you're on the computer, right? Open up another tab and go to aboveallstaffingllc.com. Check it out
Please.
right now, because the services that you provide now, and I've gone to employment services in the past, right? I'm lucky
Sure.
that I don't have to go to
Sure.
do that now,
Sure.
but I have gone.
If you do, we're here.
Yeah, and that's a really nice thing to know, right? So, and everybody out there now knows, which is a really cool thing. So, they sit you up at a computer and they have you do the typing test, and then they ask you what your skills are and all this stuff. But you guys are so much more than that, right?
As a matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up. Even on our website, we prefer people come in. We're old school.
Right.
Someone can present to you anything they want on the internet and whatever they want. They can do that very simply, right?
Right.
We're old school. We check. We want to see the person.
Yeah.
We do. We want to see the person. We want to interact with them. We want to see how they're dressed. We want to see these things. We want to see how they communicate.
Of course.
These things are important. Even though they're general labor, they still got to speak.
Right.
You have an owner that's still going to say hello.
Right.
So we want to teach them how to. So it's job etiquette. It's very small things that we can teach them to turn off and on that would help in their progress in life, regardless of our staff needs. Because we want them to take this skill set and use it in their life.
Yeah, right. These
Not
aren't just
for us.
skills. For
That's
the-
why it's called life skills.
Right,
program.
right.
And so I'm not trying to take the community and drain it myself. I'm trying to build it up at the same time, make a few dollars to cover overhead and things, the costs and things like that.
It's a great mission, and we've got a lot more to talk about, but I got to take a quick break right now.
Okay, great.
So we'll run a commercial. So you guys are going to stick around right there. We're going to come back, and we're going to talk more to Clarence about Above All Staffing, all right? So stick around. We'll be right back here on Morning Coffee on the Radio Vision Network.
Today's show is sponsored by Hargrove Demolition, your demolition experts. Hargrove is a family-owned and operated business right here in the southern New Jersey area, bringing you 45 years of demolition expertise. Hargrove has all your demolition needs, from emergency demolition service to demolition equipment rental. Hargrove is one of the state-approved recycling facilities right here in the southern New Jersey area. No job is too big or too small for Hargrove Demolition. Contact them today at one of their 3 locations.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
If you haven't been to Speed Raceway, what are you waiting for? You want to live fast? You want to make every second count? Then grab the family. Round up the guys. Speed Raceway is 100,000 square feet of excitement, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. Speed Raceway is the place for endless fun all summer long. Log on to speedraceway.com or just get here now.
When we make Beyond Natural dry dog and cat foods, we start with real meat as the first ingredient. We leave out corn, wheat, and soy. And we own where our dry food is made. 100%. Can other brands say all that? For nutrition you can trust and your pet will enjoy. Does your food go beyond? Learn more at purinabeyond.com.
Extra Innings is the nation's premier indoor baseball and softball training center, featuring indoor batting cages, 7 multi-use tunnels, and training rooms. Extra Innings can provide professional instruction, private and group lessons, and the best year-round clinics. Along with a nationally recognized pro shop that features the latest and widest selection of equipment and apparel, our experienced staff can provide you with the right instruction and help you find the best equipment for your ability and budget. Extra Innings, where the game never ends.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Welcome back to Morning Coffee here on the Radio Vision Network. I'm Mark Cook, and it's going to tell you that at the bottom of the screen at some point. But we're continuing our conversation with Clarence Gland, who's the owner and CEO of Above All Staffing. And, you know, you have no idea sometimes when you get a great guest and they sit down and you almost, a lot of times for me, I don't know what's going to happen, right? And I'm just learning so much about you and your mission, and it's so cool because, you know, yeah, you're a staffing agency, right? And when people hear that, they're probably like, oh, okay, well, I know what a staffing agency does, and I've heard of staffing agencies before. But yours is so much more than that. It's really a care of community because you're trying to improve the individuals that you place. You're trying to help them out. And they seem like such easy things. Like when you talk about helping someone with life skills to be able to fill out an application, and people are like, well, what do you mean? If they can't fill out an application, like, that doesn't make any sense. Well, people need those skills. They could do the job, but maybe they have a little bit of a problem. And you step in and volunteer to help these people with the life skills so that they can perform their job functions even better.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about some of those specific things.
Yeah, some of those things, like I said, and it was well put. The life skills is to help the person. It's directed toward the person. Why? Because we feel that if we help this person become a better person in reading, just the general things, getting a driver's license. You wouldn't believe how many people don't have a driver's license.
Right.
And it's becoming a requirement. You could get a job digging a ditch. They want to see your driver's license.
Right.
Because it's more for identity purposes than it is for driving.
Right.
And we understand that since September the 11th.
Right.
And so what I try to get them to understand, them being a lot of the citizens and residents of the urban area, which is Camden, is to understand that you have to still have a profile.
Right.
A profile that is one of legal standing. And how do you do that is you set up certain things. You get a bank account.
Right.
You show you're legit
get your
with your money.
documents.
You get your documents.
You
You get a driver's license. But these things don't seemingly are important to a lot of people because at that moment they need money.
Right. They're just trying to survive.
Right. So here's the thing we do. We're going to provide them both. We're going to help you get money by sending you to work, and we're going to have a life skills program to help you get the items that you need.
Yeah.
So this program, you can take what we're teaching you, and that's going to help them in life as far as life skills. Not just for us. It's not for them to, and now you have to stay with us for 2 years because we did. No, absolutely not. We want you to go somewhere, someone see you, and they ask you, and you tell them with pride. I went to Above All Staffing, went to the Life Skills Program, and I have what I call a wall of fame.
Nice.
I have people that have come in with no job, no license, anything, that have worked for Fortune 500 companies such as Goodyear, and I want to mention them. That's one of my Fortune 500 companies I deal with, and they've hired them permanently. So this guy went from coming in with not a job, not even a pair of boots, which was a requirement. He left with a pair of boots, a job, and now is working for Goodyear at a permanent basis, making great money and insured and everything.
You know what?
That's what we do.
I think it's so cool because, yeah, you know what? It all sounds good, right? Everything you're saying sounds great, but the most impact that it has is on that individual. You're changing them. You're raising their game, their level of individuality. They get more confidence. They feel better about themselves.
True.
This is what we need to do, everyone. We need to build people up. We're so used to getting cut down, and the media constantly bogs everybody down with all of the negative stories, right?
Absolutely.
But there's some really positive things going on that people need to know about. And you're an expert in this field. You've been doing this. I was shocked when I heard the number because you're not that old. So I don't know how you could be doing this for almost 20 years.
Yeah,
but 20 years, man.
20 years. I started in 1998, was my first year actually in business. And with this particular business on Haddon Avenue, purchased a building that was there for umpteen years and no one had been using it. And I said to myself, I'm going to start a staffing agency. I could have actually done it anywhere. I have connections in a lot of different places, California, Atlanta, Houston. And I decided to do where I was from because I seen a need for people that I knew personally that just couldn't get past that actual hump. Like they didn't have the driver's license. They did, and I want to be the liaison between this person and this Fortune 500 company to make sure that everything that they say they need, I'm making sure they're able to provide. And not as a charity. No, they're going to come and they're going to be everything that your regular employee is.
Right.
Or else they're not going to be there because we're very strict as well.
Right.
We're not a lackadaisical thing where you come in and so, no, we are very strict in making sure that once we show you this, you follow the rules.
Right.
And if you do this, we tell them, let your work talk for you, not your mouth, and you'll find yourself in a greater position.
It's just such a great message because so many people out there, when they become disadvantaged or that they find themselves in a situation, they look for ways. And I'm not saying I'm saying that most people want to help themselves. They don't want handouts. Like this is the biggest misconception out there is that people just want stuff for nothing. No, we all no matter where you're from, you know that you've got to work for what you get. Nothing's free, man. We know that.
They absolutely want to, and that's where I come in because I have 18-year-old guys walking in my building that have never had a job before. And their first job was with me because they were frustrated.
Right.
They went to all these different places and they were turned back for whatever different reasons.
Right.
Me having a relationship with some Fortune 500 company and them understanding my experience in the business and understanding my commitment to them as well as the employee, that I'm going to make sure this employee is what they're supposed to have. Right. And now you have an 18-year-old gentleman that's working in your company that's aggressive and very eager to learn.
Yeah.
And now this guy's ready to go. I've taught him all the skills and everything. Now you're going to want to hire him.
Of course.
Because he's a permanent employee type person.
Yeah, and you've got him for his lifespan,
now you have
right?
him for his lifespan, and I can bring another person in and keep the program going.
Well, I mean, you've been doing it for almost 20 years, and you've gone through so many evolutions, right? You've taken your lumps. You've taken the hits, right? You've managed that recession in 2008-9.
I sure did.
You've kind of plowed through all of the BS to get to where you are today, and I really want to highlight some of your clients because your clients are Fortune 500 companies. We could start up there all the way down and everybody in between. So all of you business owners out there that are listening, wait till you hear some of the companies that Clarence works with. Why don't you just name a couple of them?
Campbell Soup, Waste Management, Hardgrove, which we know is a local company.
Yeah, well, Hardgrove is one of our sponsors.
Really,
that's awesome. You guys,
Harbor, a great friend of mine, has always been generous in getting people from me, qualified people, and still does to the day.
That's awesome. So, and that's real quick. I want to mention that's construction, right?
That's construction.
So if you're looking
demolition,
for
construction,
all above all staffing does that.
And that's one of our specialties, actually, construction. And some of the smaller companies I want to mention, too, that are in Camden that actually were one of the first ones to give me an opportunity, such as Dawkins Plumbing.
Okay.
Very well known in the city of Camden, very well known, Dawkins Plumbing, as well as Forrest Masonry.
Okay.
Forest Masonry. Those two companies, I wanted to give them a shout out, so to speak, because they've always done business with, not Fortune 500, but I don't want smaller companies to run away. I want them to know
Right.
you can be of assistance too. If you're taking one person a day or 50 people a day, it helps because it builds onto this database. It builds onto that person's going through the training that goes directly into a job,
Right.
and it keeps the program going. So whether Fortune 500 or a smaller company, please give us an opportunity. We'd like to deal with you.
Well, I mean,
Help you out.
it just speaks to your expertise. That Campbell Soup, the biggest company in our area, isn't going to mess with a staffing agency that doesn't have their stuff on lockdown. It's just that simple, right?
Exactly.
They don't have time or money to waste with stuff like that. They come right to Clarence because they know what they're going to get every single time when they have some sort of need. And I'm going to say, a staffing need, but it's just so much more than that.
It is. Because actually, we started a delivery service. To give you an example, Donkeys. I don't know if everyone's familiar with Donkeys.
Donkeys has been on our show here. Yeah, of course.
I'm the one that introduced Donkey to this.
Wow.
When I came here the first day, I went back and I gave Donkey some information. Well, we started a delivery service, and we only serve businesses on Haddon Avenue.
Wow.
It's called We'll Grab It. And what we do is, Donkeys, the only thing they haven't done besides serve good food is deliver.
Right.
And so I'm across the street from him for 17 years. I'm like, how can I get some money off of that without doing what he does?
Right.
And I want to say to people, if you want to get in business, compliment an already existing business. Don't try to copy it.
Right.
Let me say it to everyone.
Don't
Compliment it.
copy
Find something he needs and service it, or with a good or service. And that's what I did with Donkeys. I got a little car, call We'll Grab It, and we make exclusive deliveries for Donkey. So if you ever want a donkey, you call us, we'll take it to you. Philadelphia, Delaware, it doesn't matter. We come to you.
That's awesome.
And I only do Haddon Avenue. Corinne's, Donkeys, Fairs, the hair salon, only those places.
That is so cool.
So we're trying to be a service to the community at the same time, provide a good service. That's what we're trying to do.
You've got a good service. I see an app being built. I see all sorts of stuff. Man, I'm glad I'm meeting you now. You better not forget me,
Oh,
right?
no, I won't.
See,
This
here's
is
the
the
thing.
first
That's important. So
I'll take you with me.
That sounds great. So here's what I want you to do. This is my favorite part of the show, right?
Sure.
I want you to look into camera 3, and I want you to give any and all information that you want to give. As our old football coach used to say, the time is yours. So you could give the lowdown right there to camera 3.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for the opportunity, and I'm here from Above All Staffing. I'm the owner and CEO, and we're here to help people get jobs and become better persons, better people in their lives, as well as to supply companies with general labor and skilled labor. If there's anyone that needs someone for a position at a job, construction, or other generally related, or someone needs a job, come to Above All Staffing, 1236 Haddon Avenue. Our website is aboveallstaffingllc.com. Please visit us, do some business with us, help the community while we help ourselves. Thank you.
Fantastic. So, and I want to make one more quick mention. So the office is on Haddon Avenue in Camden, but if you're from any of these surrounding areas and you're looking for a job, you can go and head over there. The office is really easy to find on Haddon Avenue. You can head over there and talk to Clarence. And if you're a business that needs some help, that needs some staffing, maybe if you just have a general question, call Clarence. He's going to answer it, and you're going to be more than satisfied with what he has to tell you. So, Clarence, this was excellent. Thanks for coming in this morning. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for the time and opportunity.
Our pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
You have to come back and see us again. Let us know how everything's going. Give us an update.
Oh, I will.
Keep me updated on that app that I just developed for you.
I will. Yes. I have a cut for you.
Awesome. He's Clarence Clan. He is the owner and CEO of Above All Staffing, and I thank him for joining me this morning. I got to take a quick break, but we got much more coming up this morning on this fine Friday. So stick right there on the Radio Vision Network. We'll be right back.